Go! You're here. I didn't see you there. So, are you ready to win $1,000,000? In this video, we are going to talk about Monty Hall Problem, and it's actually based on an American TV show which is Let's Make a Deal. Now, the name that is Monty Hall Problem actually came because of the name of the host of that show, that is Let's Make a Deal, is Monty Hall. Now, the rules of the game are simple. There are 3 doors, and the 3 doors are 1, 2 and 3 as I have labeled them here. And one of the door carries $1,000,000 in them, whereas the other 2 doors carry just goat. Yes, you heard it right, it's just goat. Now, of course, you would prefer $1,000,000 instead of goat. Now is the part where the real game begins. That is when you enter. Yeah, this is you. You're bald. And the host of this show, that is Monty, enters here. So this is you and this is Monty. Now your work here is to choose any one of these 3 doors. Monty tells you to choose any one of these 3 doors. And you decide to choose the door 1, for example. You chose door 1. Now, for your convenience, Monty now opens one of these 2 doors which are left. One of these 2 doors Monty goes and open. Like here, for example, Monty goes and open door number 2. And it has a goat. And for your information, Monty always opens the door which have goat in it. Now, Monty gives an interesting option. That is to switch. Yeah, that is to switch. And with switch, you can choose door number 3 instead of door number 1 that you chose earlier. Now the question that he has is, should he switch to door number 3 instead of door number 1? So what should he do is the question, so that he wins that $1,000,000 out there. Now remember what I said, that Monty always chooses the door which has goat in it and not the $1,000,000 door. And of course he knows what door has what. It has goat or $1,000,000 or what it has. Monty knows everything. He is the host of the game, so he knows everything. So he chooses the door which has goat. So of course he have to choose the door which has goat, because if he chooses the door which has $1,000,000, then of course it ends the whole point out there, because what is left to switch is just the doors which has goat in it. So everything ends there, because there's no point to take that game forward if he opens the door of the $1,000,000 thing. So now, did you make your decision that what would you do if you were here? Monty gave you the option to switch. Would you continue to choose door number 1, or would you switch to door number 3? What would you do? Now I hope that you have made your decision. Now let me tell you. Now the probability that $1,000,000 would be there in door number 1 is just 1 by 3. Yeah, it's just 1 by 3. Then what would be the probability that $1,000,000 are there in door number 3? Now the combined probability of these 2 doors would be 2 by 3. Would be of course 2 by 3. The combined probability of these 2 doors that $1,000,000 are there. But of course we know that Monty opened this door up and there is goat in this door. So nothing can be done. But now what's left is door number 3. So door number 3 is left. Now what comes is compressed probability. Now the probability of these two doors is compressed into probability of 3. Of course, we know that the second door consists of goat. So we remove it from this probability. Now this becomes compressed probability. And compressed probability becomes 2 by 3. So the probability here, if you choose door number 3 of having $1 million is 2 by 3. But if you choose door number 1, it's just 1 by 3 out there, if you see mathematically. So of course it's clear, it's crystal clear that you have to go and switch for door number 3. If you choose door number 3, you will have your $1 million out there. You will have your $1 million. Now of course we know that door number 1 will have goat in it again. So door number 1 has goat. Door number 2 again has goat, which Monty had opened it. And door number 3 has the $1 million in it. Because we switched to door number 3 from door number 1, which was our original earlier choice. Now, if we keep this mathematical perspective aside and think more psychologically, better not to switch, because if we see more psychologically that if we chose door number 1, like in this case we chose door number 1 earlier, our first decision was door number 1, and then Monty gave us the opportunity to switch. So he gave an interesting thing that we can switch from door number 1 to door number 3, or we can just be at door number 1 at our fixed first decision. So psychologically if we see, it's better to stay at door number 1, because if after switching to door number 3 we lose it, if door number 1 only had the $1 million, then we will have an internal feeling that why did we just switch? We just had to be at our own decision that we made. So it's better not to switch. But if we don't switch, then and still we lose, then however it's better, because however we made our decision and we stick to that. So it's better, and we had an internal good feeling that okay, it's not a big problem, rather than making it switch and then lose, and lose without switching is different in a psychological perspective. But mathematically if you switch, your chances of winning are more. So this is all about the Monty Hall problem, and I hope you understood it. So thank you for watching and be with me. Oh, I forgot to give you $1 million as I promised you. Okay, take $1 million. Take. What? Take, man. What you're doing? What is the screen? Take. I'm giving you take. It is not coming that side. Take this. Yeah, take. Oh. You're not taking it? You don't want? Okay, fine. I will have this $1 million. Enjoy. Bye.